Hey, welcome back to Cool Classics. Today we're going to take a look at the life and career of Cheerio Meredith, best known for her role as Emma Watson on the Andy Griffith Show. I got some freaky facts and some cool clips. Here we go. So I watch a lot of classic television, and every so often Cheerio Meredith pops up in a different show from the 60s, and every time she's playing the same character. So I decided to look her up, and when I go to IMDb biographies, it only has one little paragraph for her whole life. Then when I went to Wikipedia, it's not much better. It has 3 sentences for her early life, then it jumps right into the end of her career. So I go digging around, and it's been a week and a half, and this is what I found. Only one magazine ever did an interview with her that I could find, and it was right when she was on Andy Griffith. And they didn't even ask her any cool questions, but I got a few things out of it. She was born Edwina Lucille Hoffman, July 12th, 1890, in Missouri. Doesn't say a city. She says that her mother told her that she was always a happy baby, a happy toddler, and a happy kid, always smiling and laughing, so they called her Cheery, and later that turned into Cheerio, and it was just a nickname, but it became like the only thing people called her, so when she got into acting, she went by Cheerio. The interviewer says, "I thought you took it from the cereal brand," and she says, "Honey, I was called Cheerio 40 years before the cereal was invented." I thought that was pretty cool. She said that her family really enjoyed going to little local plays, and they would take her with them. And every time they got home, Cheerio would put on a show and reenact the whole thing. At 15, she started going down to these same playhouses and auditioning for roles, but she never got any parts. And then one day when she auditions, they said, "All we have left is the role of the old lady." And she said, "I'll take it." And she did. So her first time in a real play on stage was playing an old lady, which is what she's known for on television all those years later. Now at age 20, she got married to Condy Thompson Mosley, and the two of them were married till 1949 when he died. One site said they had 3 children, and a different one said they had 4. And that's where all the information ends until 1944. She appears for the first time in a movie called A Fig Leaf for Eve, and she plays an old drunk lady.
With a little teeny glass of wine, and look where I am. It's awful the class of people you meet in a place like this.
Quiet. Yeah, I can't accept bail on you, Tilly. I'll lock you up and let you sleep it off.
Oh, thank you, Sergeant. I was getting awful sleepy anyway.
After that, she appeared 2 more times uncredited in movies. She played a scrub woman and a woman drinking tea. And then there's a big gap until 1955. All of a sudden, she is all over television. She appears in this TV show called Willie. Now I can only find the intro and first episode, and that's the only episode she doesn't appear in. Normally she plays Aunt Cora, but that guy on the screen, that is a young Aaron Spelling when he was still trying to become an actor before he realized his real talent and became Aaron Spelling. Check out my video on Carolyn Jones for more on that story. It's pretty cool. Like I said, she appeared everywhere really quick. From 1955 to 1959, she was on 47 television shows, some of which are matinee theater, Lux Video Theater, like you see on the screen right now, where she plays a landlady, which she's played quite a few times in her career. And then it's just show after show. I'll give you a bunch right now.
You're a little late, Doctor. You better hurry to the hospital and be found.
Thanks, Mr. Mahaffey. I'm just leaving. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Doctor.
Here she is on Father Knows Best. Father delivers the papers.
Sonny, seems to me it's little enough to ask that one's paper be put in a reasonable place. Watch out, you're on the pansy. aren't you a little old for this type of work?
I'm the regular boy's father.
Couldn't you find some kind of a job that would pay you a little better? If you...
And here she is on Date with the Angels. This was an early Betty White TV series. This episode, The Blue Tie, also has Nancy Culp, who played Miss Jane Hathaway on the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, dear. I'm looking for a wedding dress.
Anything she wants.
We're eloping.
Eloping? Well, I think that's just from home.
Come to think of it, Emily, we didn't need that ladder.
Oh, that's the way they did it in the movie. Don't you remember that? Oh, it was so romantic.
Here she is in the 1958 movie I Married a Woman, starring Diana Dors. Now, Diana is the blonde you see on screen. She's also married to Richard Dawson at this time. Richard Dawson played in Hogan's Heroes. Nita Talbot played the White Russian on Hogan's Heroes, and she's also in this movie. So there's your 6 degrees of Hogan's Heroes. Don't be scared.
We're gonna have a baby.
That boy just doesn't eat properly.
How about the TV show December Bride, episode The Wedding Float?
I'm ready, Professor Lestazza.
Good. Let me hear the A. And how many years did you study?
I sing by ear.
You must hear very strange noises.
These old jokes are funnier than the new stuff. Now, there are at least 3 dozen more shows from the 50s that she was on. But when we get to 1961, she lands a reoccurring role on the One Happy Family TV series, playing Lovey Hackett.
It's only 2 days.
Yeah, but it's 3 nights.
He hasn't even got the rice off his lapels yet.
Come on, Valentino, we gotta get out of here.
Have a nice time.
Bye, Lovey. Did somebody put my gun in the car?
You don't need a gun, you can kiss those ducks to death.
Hey, that's pretty cool. She was on a show with Dick Sargent. Now, unfortunately, the series only lasted for 15 episodes, so by 1962, she was back out there hustling up work, and she hustled up 12 different shows. Everything from Checkmate to the Jim Backus Show, Perry Mason, Rawhide, The Outlaws, and Bonanza. And in this one, she has an Irish accent, something different.
That blasted.
For shame, man! For shame! What a black-hearted scoundrel you are!
Boy, she was going to knock Ben Cartwright out so fast it'd make your head spin. Now, right about this same time, things started really picking up. She became a semi-regular on the Ozzie and Harriet show, appearing 11 times really quick.
Oh, hello, Mr. Nelson.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Mr. Nelson. My grandson just loves pony rides. How much do you charge?
Oh, I'm not charging anything. Mrs. Gallagher. Here, let me help you with that. There we are.
Thank you.
I was looking for some funny clips, but they seem to have been wasting her talent there. They needed Buck Henry to write for them. Now, at the same time as Ozzie and Harriet, she also became a reoccurring character on The Andy Griffith Show, which was a huge ratings success. So this really put her in the public eye, and her name on there was Emma Brand, but one time they called her Emma Watson.
Andy, don't you want to know, did I have a pain last night?
Did you have a pain last night?
Side and shot down my leg, raced up the other side and around my back, and then went clean on up my neck.
Now that's how you use Cheerio in a sitcom. So now she's a reoccurring character on 2 TV shows while still appearing on everything else that year. I mean, like Hawaiian Eye, Dr. Kildare, The Real McCoys, Petticoat Junction. She was in movies like Brothers Grimm, Three Stooges in Orbit. It just goes on and on. Here she is in Dobie Gillis. And one of my favorite shows, McHale's Navy.
Wonderful. The Navy's done wonders for you. Oh, you've grown so tall, Harrison.
Ma, don't call me Harrison.
Your nice Captain Binghamton sent for us. It's a Mother's Day surprise.
Oh, for the camera, everybody. Say cheese. Cheese.
I love that show. Now, unfortunately, Cheerio fell ill in 1963, so she only appeared a couple of times that year. Then in 1964, she resurfaces in one episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show called Teacher's Petrie, and she looks thinner.
Moxie breathed his last rotten breath. Mary, Johnny Moxie, you stink.
I think novices, that is, writers who are beginning, should write about things they are familiar with.
I'm familiar with this. My grandfather was a strike breaker. None of us liked him. He was really a dirty old man.
She was funny and feisty in that one. Did you notice there was another 6 degrees of Hogan's Heroes? Her professor was also Colonel Crittenden. Now, sadly, later that same year, on Christmas Day, December 25th, 1964, Cheerio passed away at the Motion Picture Country House and Hospital after a battle with a long illness. She was 74 years old. Now, since starting this video, I discovered 2 more pieces of information, one of which is her obituary from the newspaper. And in it says, survivors include 2 sons, Joseph of Los Angeles and Jean of Clearwater, Florida. 2 daughters, Miss Lawn Dubois of Los Angeles and Miss Susan Hayes of New York City. And 2 sisters from Kansas City, Missouri. Maybe if somebody knows the family, children, grandchildren, they could share some information even with me or in the comment section, and I will update her Wikipedia. People love her. We've seen her a lot, especially if you are a fan of classic television. There's no way you have not seen her before. So if it's possible, let's complete her biography. Now I'm going to leave you with some direct quotes from Cheerio herself. These are taken from a newspaper article that I just recently discovered. The interviewer says, Miss Meredith, co-star of the NBC TV series One Happy Family, has no compunction about revealing her age or playing an old lady. That's because in real life, Cheerio is a ball of fire. She said that she was recently asked why she never got a facelift, and her answer was, why would I? I've been waiting my entire life for these wrinkles. It helps me play an old lady even better. On reaching success at 70, she says, my children are grown and married. I'm learning to live alone, so I bought myself a house for Christmas. Next, I'm going to buy myself a sports car and drive it on the freeway. Then she goes on to say, I feel better now than I did when I was 30. I may not look it, but I sure do feel it. And then she shares a poem that she wrote. I will leave you with this now. Maybe flings should be flung when you're young, but some don't get the time until after spring has sprung. Cheerio Meredith. Wow. You know, this video took a lot of work, but I might be the only one to have ever made a biography on Cheerio. Give me a thumbs up, maybe subscribe, check out the rest of my channel. I'll be back with more cool classics. I'm going to do some more of these underserved actors and actresses. There's a lot of them.